is Anna Gay, and today I'm going to persuade you why you should be in school uniforms. Here's an example of the things that you send your children to school in, and they are very uncomfortable. As many kids go throughout their elementary, junior high, and high school education, school uniforms are always a part of it. But why can't today be the day that we don't have to wear those uncomfortable and dreadful uniforms? I'm almost positive that you know at least one person that's had to wear a school uniform, whether they've gone to a private or a public school. Many people don't realize the pros and cons of school uniforms and how this makes students resent their administrators. While doing all of my research, I came across more positive statistics and factors about uniforms than negative. I can only relate to my past experience and disagree with the majority of my research. School uniforms were a part of my everyday attire from the start of my education. And only by attending Southwest Mississippi Community College has it shown me that uniforms are only another rule that they just make for us. Even if you didn't have to wear school uniforms when you went to school, you know someone who did. Parents have to go a couple weeks before school starts and spend several $100s on school uniforms that their children will outgrow in that year. I cannot make your decision on whether or not you're a supporter or not when it comes to this, but maybe I can help you see that how your children feel when they wear these uniforms. After this speech, I hope I can give you some information that will persuade you to hear your children out whenever they say they're uncomfortable in their uniforms. Consider the amount of money you spend each year and try to be the people to have a voice in the school uniform policies. Now, I'd like to tell you how this affects your children. An article from ABC News by Amanda Brennan states that Pitt County schools will no longer allow students to wear jeans. The article says that they hope they will focus more on their schoolwork rather than what they're wearing. From all the years of wearing uniforms, I look forward to my Fridays when I can grab my favorite pair of blue jeans and go. Polos and khakis were so uncomfortable that I found myself more focused on my shirt not being tucked in and you couldn't see, and whether or not you could see my sweat from my shirt being so tight. I focused more on how uncomfortable I was rather than getting my work done. However, I'm aware that there will always be those select few students who do not follow the guidelines. Although, as I feel as if those should be the ones to suffer, not everyone in the school. Perhaps we could have someone to enforce the rules more strictly on the students that are disobeying the rules and not the entire school. According to an article by Anne Bodine, School Uniforms, Academic Achievement, and Uses of Research, she states that school uniforms have both negative and positive effects. Her articles show that statistics say that people wearing school uniforms have a higher achievement rate versus students that aren't wearing uniforms. A part of discipline rules in the school system has uniforms listed under them. Another article, How Ugly Uniforms Will Save Education by Belinda, tells us her opinion of school uniforms from her personal experience also. Every few weeks there's an article in the news talking about banning leggings, yoga pants, or jeggings. But there's nothing wrong with banning something that looks inappropriate or something students are wearing in a vulgar way. Although it is wrong to punish the ones who are doing right. Take Southwest, for example. They don't have a strict uniform policy because we're all old enough to know what's inappropriate or not. What about the middle school and high school kids? Are they responsible for what they wear, or are their parents for just letting them leave the house dressed like that? Now let's talk about the cost of school uniforms don't help the financial situation whenever you have multiple bills to pay. Many schools, private and public, have school uniforms. Every child is a different size by the end of the year. Therefore, parents are having to purchase new uniforms left and right. By the end of the year, the clothes they have worn all year are probably not in good enough condition just to give them away. Not all, but most have to buy new clothes each year. And once you pay for all that, plus your supplies, money gets tight. I definitely believe that there should be strict rules and dress codes, but whenever you have all of your students buy specific uniforms, it gets hard. Students should respect the administration enough to follow the guidelines, but the administration shouldn't punish the entire school just for a few people not following the dress code. Therefore, there will always be rule breakers, negative Nancy's, and complainers, but why are we continuously punishing kids by making them wear school uniforms? Firsthand, I can tell you that they didn't make me think any better. School uniforms are costly, uncomfortable, and a waste. Children shouldn't be forced to wear the same thing as everyone. This teaches them that their individualism isn't important. Everyone's unique sense of style should be important to their parents, teachers, administrations, and everyone. Children shouldn't have to be someone they're not, and by forcing them to wear the same exact thing as every other student, that's exactly what we're doing. Being yourself is something no one can take away from you, so let's let these kids be themselves. In conclusion, I hope that you take this information and consider the pros and cons of this situation and stand up for the cheaper and more comfortable way of grade school education. Whenever I researched this topic, I was expecting way more cons than pros, but I was wrong. With the way the society has changed, children do not respect their teachers, principals, or even some cases their parents. Therefore, it's hard to enforce a dress code without having to enforce a school uniform policy due to the lack of respect. But I do hope that my personal experience and opinion will help persuade you that the old saying, "If you look good, you feel good," isn't always true when your students are uncomfortable and self-conscious. Although school uniforms are becoming more and more common, don't forget about the students feeling uncomfortable and the parents having to spend so much money just for their child's high school education. If students can't respect the dress code policy, have stricter rules, a school uniform isn't always the best option. Some schools make school uniforms not as dreadful as it may all sound, but a collared shirt and khakis isn't the most ideal outfit for someone. Dress code at Pitt County schools isn't just about the clothes you wear, but your outer appearance also. All these rules and regulations are a bit much for some kids who don't even know where they're going to be sleeping that night. If people today would respect their authority, we wouldn't have to take this step as far as school uniforms.